got ice on refuel this time to keep this shit nice and cold.
Well, with that being said, let's kick off this next episode, gentlemen. Hello, good morning. How are we? See, I got
Uh,
a new boom arm, so now you can see my home device defense weapon thing I talked about earlier.
yeah. So I have returned to my high school days because I,
Oh
I, I,
dear.
I've just been jamming out to this song by MGK and Corpse Husband called Daywalker. It's like one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. It's like I have listened to the song for like a whole day. Like
Oh, I bet because my whole fucking Twitter feed is nothing but about this song, and I'm like,
you gotta listen to it, man. It's like honestly, it's one of those songs. If you had a bad day, you had that song on. Like the next person who says something wrong to you, you just want to bash your head with a car door. Like it puts you in that kind of emotion, and it's like, and I like that shit. I love that shit.
I mean, I'm a metalhead, so I've got harder shit to listen to. Believe me.
Shots have been fired.
Oh yeah, no. Like I get it with a lot of music. There's a lot of music that invokes specific feelings. That's why
Yeah.
some power lifters, they listen to hip hop because it's a more steady beat. They like the rhythm of it. Some people listen to EDM. Some people listen to metal. With that one, I'm just like, oh,
It's an acquired taste. I'm guessing you're saying.
pretty much. Because
Nothing wrong with
MGK, like MGK, I kind of, after his attempt to go after Eminem.
Oh my god. That's like a whole episode right there on how to
Oh,
pick your battles.
you want to talk about picking battles? Let's talk about people trying to cancel Eminem for Love the Way You Lie. Yeah. And
It's like
yeah. And Eminem goes, ha 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 ha. Fuck you, thanks for the free content. Here's a song, by the way.
it's like yeah, we're gonna cancel this. Like, do you not know who this man is? This man has not been given a fuck since the '90s. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. But speaking of not giving a fuck, let's talk about our new favorite subject, which is free SM. I mean, GSM. And their pathetic attempt to correct themselves about calling every other team in league right now shitty.
Except for 100 Thieves, the only non shitty team, and when I saw that, now I was like, gee, I wonder why. Could it be since they whooped your ass in a lock-in stage, and maybe because they have a mostly homegrown roster that's doing well, besides all the money you've been throwing.
Yes, Bill, you have a question for the class.
I have a question for the class. And as a non-league follower of these shenanigans, when I just got to know one thing, with Double Lift coming out of retirement, I got to know, well, when is a Bjergsen gonna play?
Oh, give it
I
time.
don't. Yeah. Eventually, he'd be like, oh, I have to go in again.
Because I'm thinking Bjergsen Double Lift is gonna be like Shaq Kobe, but 10 years too late. Thank you.
And not only in League, but also in Valorant, because 100 Thieves has been taking TSM to task in Valorant as well. Because during the qualifier for the Masters, 100 Thieves actually qualified what TSM did not, and they played each other, and it's like, yeah, so 100 Thieves been doing well while TSM has been faltering lately. So it's like, not only that, but to those who remember, TSM back in the day had a lifestyle merch called Bay Life, right? Basically, hey, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna do this. But basically, trying to be like very Californian, right?
Correction, that was actually New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. So
Yeah.
now,
Weirdo devoted TSM fan at one point.
yeah, because so now like they barely like honestly, that's not even something they even push anymore.
No.
Which is very weird.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, they're trying to go with this esports controversy kind of route. I don't know what these jazz hands were that I was throwing, but I just figured I'd do it anyway. And, you know, you've got, as Bill adequately quotes our Lord and Savior Lena, trying to project about the inadequacies of Golden Guardians. And yeah.
You know what? I'll say this. You know, like she got the nerve to say, "I don't think you're running it right, lady." Have you not seen what TSM has done and said? So let's go down the list.
Let's look at the evidence, shall we?
Like Reggie over the years blasting teammates and other players, burning bridges ever since season 1 of League of Legends. You know, lately, you know, Lena on Double stream, you basically revealed that he was coming back to TSM that one time. You know, and with Power Evil discussing strats on stream, Reggie telling a support player, if it wasn't for LCS be working at McDonald's, you know, the same support, you know, a support player that's doing much better than your support player who you paid money for, because Double has said he would leave if he didn't play, and like look what happened, you know, lots of integrity over there. But I digress. It's like, and then not only that, but have you noticed that Lena always has something to say when it's on Double stream and not her own social media? You know,
well, but there's no conflict of interest. There is no conflict of interest. I just want to say that 2017 called and they want their title back. Okay, just like stop it. Lena is, oh god,
it's like and it's like, how many times you come back? 4 times now. You know, I mean, it makes me think that it just makes me think with Double Lift, it's like, how many times like you leaving and coming back? It's like an on and off relationship. It's like, why is that? Why do you leave and then come back? As far as I know, TSM needs you more than you need them, if you ask me. Because because Double Lift, he streams League of Legends like LS and provides his own commentary, doing doing some weeks, and it was very popular. He had a lot of people on the stream, and it's like, so it was like, hey, we're Double Lift returns to TSM. I'm like, why? You know?
So Jay, why did he come back? You said it yourself. TSM needs Double Lift more than Double Lift needs TSM. That's why he keeps coming back, because people need to feel validated in their life, and people want to be loved. And wherever Double Lift has been, that's not TSM. He has burned the bridges, and Reggie is the only one he can convince to give him a check anymore.
Yep. Here's a funny thing with League, right? You know, like TSM was known as the best team in North America for a long time, right? Now, actually, Team Liquid holds that title because Team Liquid has won 4 titles back to back, and no other than Double Lift helped them achieve that.
I would say more so getting them to Worlds. That's the only thing you can realistically credit Double Lift for. But in terms of their current roster, like getting them to, you know, split titles, it's a whole different fucking ballgame. Because again, somebody, not here on this podcast, somebody in particular had said, if you cultivate, if you actually use homegrown fucking talent to your advantage, you know, like Liquid, Dignitas, Cloud9, that type of shit, you can actually
that's what that person who said that, but that's not you, but that person that said that bit. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And it's very confusing, because it's like, you know, because when I was like actually looking things up, right now I was like looking at TSM, because I'm a TSM fan myself, right? I'm like,
okay, I'm so sorry.
Oh wait, hold on. Jay's a TSM fan? Oh, now I get it. Okay, now everything is crystal clear.
No, and I'll say this: I've been a TSM fan since TSM CS:GO, when they had the Danish team. That's basically now Astralis. I've been a fan since then, you know, because with TSM CS:GO, that fell through because they had a bright idea to basically fire, I think, a coach or a manager that team really liked, and they say, well, fuck you, we're not playing for you anymore since you want to do that. Then
that was when they had the question mark as their team logo for a while, and they foot the bill to finish out their season. And CSGO as a whole, like the fandom and everything, told Reggie to go kick rocks.
Yeah, and then they try again with North America, and then now what happened with that is Sean Garris, a player at the time, had participated in the Open Letter Players Association because the players felt like they weren't treated fairly when it comes to playing in tournaments and whatnot, right? So Reggie, in his godly intuition, said, okay, well, you're out of the team now, and the whole team's like, we're not playing without him, so we're leaving with him, so bye-bye now, right? Then fast forward, they enter Call of Duty, and they get a roster 2 weeks before the season starts.
What
Who
the
does
fuck?
that?
Jesus Christ. I'm actually surprised that they haven't gotten like a ton of hate from Valorant, because from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a huge like lateral transition from a lot of the CSGO fan base into the Valorant fan base.
Yes.
So that's why I was actually kind of surprised. Actually, there's a two-parter on surprises today. I'm kind of surprised that TSM has the fan base that they have for Valorant. Now, with that being said, our boy Sinatra has gotten some heat.
Same old thing happened.
Well, here's my big problem. We went from not, like, guilty until proven innocent, and then innocent until proven guilty. Like, we've had this really weird shift. And I don't know if there's been any updates since then, but it was just, it's weird. Like, I wanna...
It's a weird thing, though. No, like, it... Because I like to think that it happens is because, like, better to be safe than sorry with allegations, and like this whole culture shift towards that is very concerning, because it's like yeah, you know, with all the proof that the victim has provided and her statement and all that, it's like, it's very damning when you take a look at it, though. You know, but on the flip side, you have to take in consideration that there's been cases where people go to extreme lengths to frame people. Yeah, you know, I mean, a good example is I think the Duke lacrosse team, right? All right, the victim in that case, they, you know, she said all this stuff, say, you know, oh, this happened, and like even Rolling Stone the magazine got involved in it.
Oh, shit.
And then it turned out to be she kind of made it all up. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she was like a escort or something like that. That was like, that kind of came to the party with her friends like that. I'm not quite sure.
Escort is such a nice name for a prostitute. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the case. And it's like, you know, then it's like, well, fucking hell, like even when I'm like, and it's like, that really worries me, though, because it's like, I mean, yes, you know, I do believe victims need to be heard out, but to be straight up believed without any kind of like counterclaim being brought forward, that's a bit like, do we really need to do that on our suits?
So the problem behind it all is the fact that there is no line that is 100% correct 100% of the time. Okay. And so given the fact that people can change their minds at any given point, what was seen, and this speaks directly to all the revisionist history that is going on right now, is that what was once okay, and I'm going to throw this out there, and it's probably going to sound horrible. So pre-1900, when a female hit about 13 to 15, she started to look at getting married. Why? Okay, it's because the average lifespan of a human being was so short that you had to get married and have kids very young.
Right.
in order to keep the family growing and just in general to have the species survive. Now that we've hit the point where we have better health care, it is more accessible. Regardless of your income, you can get health care, and the average lifespan has now greatly increased. And it also speaks to workplace safety, food safety, things like that. Now we're going back and looking at things, 1867, and going, oh my God, this person who we held up as a hero, he was married to a 14-year-old. Okay. In the current lens, that's wrong. In the current lens, in the current culture, that's wrong.
Right.
But back then, it was necessary and it was accepted.
Yeah.
And so whether it's right or wrong doesn't matter anymore. So now that we have this increased emphasis on what is abuse, what is harassment, what is assault, that line is always moving. We have not defined it because it keeps moving, and we cannot define it because what one person thinks is harassment is someone else's fun.
Oh yeah, and that's another subject we'll have outside of this podcast, because that's shit we can get canceled for fucking quick.
It's like, it's like we're not making a ton of money right now, but let's just get totally demonetized off the bat. Anyway.
For sure. For sure.
So I'm old enough to remember the Duke lacrosse situation. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Maybe you're too young. Look up Duke lacrosse party, and you'll see this giant mess that happened because a woman went to a party and said that she was raped by several players on the Duke lacrosse team. That resulted in the coach getting fired, the players losing their scholarships, the program being shut down. 3 to 6 months later, guess what happened? The players were never at the party, and the woman made it up. And now the coach and all the players have sued and settled with Duke over the whole thing. And you will have people that will say, well, we have to take them all seriously because we just have to. I'm like, well, wait a minute. So you're going to destroy someone's life over an accusation without giving them the chance to talk about it. And see, here's the thing. So if you watch Twitter and you watch how people talk, this paradigm has shifted. It's now, whenever somebody brings up something like this, okay, and it has happened on both sides of the coin, both sides. Whether you're dating somebody of the same sex or the opposite sex, it has happened both ways. And now people are flat out demanding receipts. Just flat out demanding receipts. Because if you just come out with a random accusation, most people are like, hey, you got to have receipts.
Yeah.
And this has resulted in, and whether or not you want to believe either side, the whole say no to rage thing is a really, really good example of that. It's a really good example of that. So whenever these things pop up, I never respond, because whatever people say in the first 10 minutes, first couple days, first week, it's completely worthless. Because it's all because it is all for effect.
Well, it's this knee-jerk reaction, you know, instead of going like, okay, we understand, we sympathize with you about your situation, but let's assess all the facts.
Right.
And it's like that's the whole thing, is it's innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. Which is kind of why I'm just like, oh, okay. Like we've seen instances like this before, and then everybody has to give a dissertation about why, one side or it's a whole mess. And it's too early, and I haven't had enough Red Bull. I just don't have the endless energy that you do, Bill. I'm sorry.
Endless. And I the only thing that I have endless anything of is you darn kids, get off my lawn. That's it. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, and speaking of a mess, in the YouTube landscape, there is this guy called David Dobrik, who don't know. This guy has been basically made out to be the gigantic tool, and rightfully so. And
I was about to say, and you're just coming to this party?
I have, yes. I am fashionably, you know, and
Okay.
and so.
Okay. What are we talking about?
all right. So a YouTube called David Dobrik basically this dude basically made he basically got his popularity by using others to his own personal gain. And an example is tricking one of his friends, as he like to call it, into kissing a dude. I think twice.
Yeah, I think it was like twice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's under the thought that, oh, I'm gonna kiss this hot girl that we all know. Said no, and it's like, and David Dobrik, you know what the funny thing is, when the backlash came, he was too afraid to come to himself. He had one of his little buddies to say, hey, he's not a bad guy. You're taking us all wrong. It's like, really? So you decide to walk in fire in the firing squad. While your Lord and Master sits on his throne eating popcorn, watching you die slowly. Really? And you see nothing wrong with that. And not only that, I'm on Dexterra right now, right? And this dude, this dude has like a new show in his home, right? And now, because normally, on his show he had himself in a co-presenter, right? Now the way it looks, it really looks like the Conan show, right? Like he's the main host.
Oh yeah.
And,
Okay.
and he has a sidekick that's sitting on like the chairs with the guests. That's how it looks like now. And it's like, let me get this straight. You've had a show. It's been you two guys basically doing this together. Now you've basically remodeled it to basically made you look like the main star, and your co-presenter basically look like a comedic relief. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid, man? And see, and it's like. And see, and that's like scratching. That's like scratching the surface. Like the rabbit hole goes extremely deep. And see, that's why I pity this generation. I truly do, because social media has basically poisoned minds to basically believe, hey, do anything for clout. That's like the new slogan of the generation.
Are we at that age to where it's like, I pity this generation?
Yes, we're at that age. We have entered that age.
Speaking of clout, so the image that I think it was Eugene O'Grady that shared in the Discord here a couple days ago. It's a picture of Alinity taking a picture of herself.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my god, does anybody like have? Oh my god! Oh.
It's like, hey, do you like my selfie stick? Way in the corner and shit.
Yeah, like she's
really?
She's holding it here, looking here, and there's a person. It's a person taking a picture of her, and I'm like, you're taking a picture of yourself. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
And I'm sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, let's put this in this optic. Wasn't this the same Alinity who wanted to change her content view, who wanted to be perceived as an actual streamer and not as this lewd figure?
The thing is, if you go into the tweet and scroll the thread of it, she starts talking about her abs. It's like, hey, yo, looking at my boobs when I'm actually flexing my abs. I'm like, this is why we can't have nice things.
It's like you're not fooling anybody. Like, stop it.
Here's where I get a little annoyed with most women who do that, because they actually believe of like, why won't you just, you're objectifying me, you're looking at my boobs. I'm like, okay, Google is free. Just want you to look up sex sells, because it's one of the cardinal rules of marketing. And if you look it up, you're utilizing that cardinal rule. So if you have a bunch of people going like, hey, nice tits, well, guess what?
I'll say this, right? There's nothing wrong with marketing yourself, but be honest about it. like, I mean, how, if your appearance is one of the things that you mark as a streamer, a content creator, or whatever, be upfront about it. Say, yeah,
Exactly.
I know I'm attractive and all this, and this part of, and this is something that I like to, I like to use as a way to gain an audience. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like, don't, but don't lie to yourself, and don't act like, oh, like, I can't believe that no one sees me for my talent. It's like, your talent is looking attractive. Be
Yeah, I
honest
was
about
about to say she's talented in other ways.
Say,
Okay, so at least when it comes to adult films, those people that are involved in that industry are just honest about it. At least they're honest about it. This is what I do. I get paid to do this stuff on a screen. That's what happens. That's how this works.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can we just stop lying to ourselves? Can we just stop lying to ourselves? Especially Twitch. Twitch is now giving people free reign to troll streamers. Oh, I subscribed and I'm going to cancel my subscription just because I wanted a shout out. I'm like, okay, yeah, Twitch, you're still trash.
See, and
that's
why I hate. It's like, this is why I hate. I gotta get those on my chest. Like, look, it's like this whole gaming and esports landscape. It's like, people want to act like they have shame, but act like they have none. All right, say, look, if you do something that may be looked at as negative, like, I mean, own it, shit. If you don't feel ashamed about, like, there's nothing wrong with acting like an asshole on stream, but don't turn around and say, I'm not like that, guys. You gotta believe me when you get backlash for it.
Oh, I was about to say, so you've caught a few of my streams then, Jay.
Look, there is nothing wrong with acting stupid sometimes or acting shameful. Own it.
Yeah.
If you enjoy doing that stuff, like at least say, yeah, I know I act shameful, but this is what I love to do. I like being stupid. I'll give you an example. I remember when I was streaming on PlayStation for a while back in the time, like 2015. You know what I did? I streamed Grand Theft Auto while eating burritos. I ate burritos while playing Grand Theft Auto on stream, and I was not even ashamed of it. I was enjoying the hell out of it.
Okay, because for some reason my brain processed I was eating burritos playing Grand Theft Auto and I had mad gas, and I was like, okay, proceed.
I was gonna kind of pretend like I didn't hear that and just move on and hope nobody else heard it. But yeah,
I have no shame in that. Like, honestly, that was hilarious. I enjoyed the whole time I was doing it, because it's like, I'm a fat kid burritos on stream. So the fuck what? That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, hell, if you're gonna do something, that, man, like, and they want to say you're doing that wrong, you shouldn't do it. Fuck them.
Yeah,
it's your life, and see, so it's like, see, and that's why I hate the whole clout thing. It's like, I want approval of public opinion while doing things they don't approve of. It's like, you gotta get out of that mindset. That mindset is detrimental to your mental health, because eventually you're gonna get to a point where it's like, you don't understand why you keep getting backlash for something that you obviously like doing, and sooner or later, you're gonna find yourself like, I don't want to do this anymore because no one likes me anymore because of things I do. Well, that's where you fucked up. You're doing something expecting that everyone in the whole world's gonna like what you do. I mean, look at Ninja. Look at Ninja in his cringe days. They basically flossing and New Year's at a New Year's Eve party, no one doing it with him. I mean, he moved past that. Like telling his fans, "Oh, Drake used me for views." Like, Drake is bigger than you, dude. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
well, but we have to ask the one hard-hitting question: was a burrito good?
You damn right it was. I made it myself.
Cool. There you
go. And all that. It's like, I mean, we all do dumb things, but the difference is that if you're gonna move past it and basically say, yeah, I've done that, so what? If you do that, or it's like, or keep making excuses as to why you do it, like, that's all I'm saying. So with someone like Alinity, look, you're attractive. You like to show off. Yeah, do that. We don't have a problem with it.
Right.
But don't lie to us acting like you don't do it on purpose because that makes you a fraud. All right, you are a fraud.
So speaking of which, though, can we talk about the Courage tweet about the new Halo needing a BR mode?
Oh goodness sake! Like,
Okay, good. Go ahead. I'll let you read first.
I saw that tweet, and like, I don't get this, man. Like, battle royales are popular, but I mean, honestly, with Halo, a battle royale, I mean, I would like to see it and see how they will do it, but at the same time, it's like Halo's not known for that. Halo is known for their multiplayer because even now people still play Master Chief Collection in Halo 5, and it's like not everything needs a battle royale. If everything needs a battle royale, even Destiny 2 would have a battle royale mode by now.
Give it
if
time.
It was necessary. Oh god, yeah, battle royales are fun. They're exciting to watch, especially towards the end of the match, but not every game needs it. There's a lot of games that will have battle royale modes that failed. Like the Culling, the Darwin Project, games like that, they're battle royales, and they freaking flopped. No one's talking about those anymore. And it's like, and the Halo, you need to know about the Halo community. The community is very defensive, highly defensive when it comes to Halo. Like, because I help out with tournaments, in Halo 5 and Magic Collection. I've seen people go blue in the face defending Halo. And some people even criticizing Halo for the things they wish they did. So it's like, for Courage the Kid to say, hey, I play Fortnite and Apex and all these battle royales, and I'm pretty good at it. Maybe this one will be good at it. Like, no, because battle royales are normally aimed at kids and players who have nothing better to do with their lives. But it's like.
Bill was. I saw that low key like. Fuck you, Jay.
Okay. No, hold on. That's not what I meant. The reason I was smiling is because battle royals right now are in a really bad spot. Okay. Warzone cheating is brutal. It is absolutely brutal. Fortnite cheating, same thing. But see, here's the thing about his tweet that got me, is that there are older games that have a very established fan base, and they're very protective of their game, and they're passionate, and that's part of the reason why these games are being remade, is that they have such a passionate fan base. The problem becomes when the fan base is so tribal that they have to gatekeep everything. And the reason they're doing it is that they are afraid of losing. They're so. Halo changed lives. Halo is a generational game. It defined the early years of a lot of players. Some people moved on to other things and love Halo at the same time. Then there are people who just can't get past playing Halo on the original Xbox. It's just for them, it's the high point of their lives, playing Halo with their friends on Xbox, the original Xbox. And so what Courage's tweet did is it brought out all the gatekeepers all at once. It brought them all out at once, and they screamed and yelled because Courage is a very popular figure. He can make things change with a tweet, and I honestly think his heart is in the right place, because if you look at what he said, he goes, "Now everybody hates me. It was just a suggestion." People in the Halo community have overreacted. They are gatekeepers. It's the same people who get upset about people who get upset about their favorite anime, and somebody new comes in and they say something like different than what
Lord.
Dude, I have yet to find the crazy that comes close to anime fans who are gatekeepers. I have yet to even. People who gatekeep anime are worse than Canadian hockey fans, and that is saying something. Okay, people who gatekeep anime are just like the fringe of the fringe, and you're like, dude, it's an adult cartoon. Chill out. No. And see, that is exactly what is going on right now. Is you have all the Halo gatekeepers who are deathly afraid of losing their game again. That they're grasping onto everything. They're holding on to the past. I get it. Okay, I do. I played Halo a little bit when I was a kid. I completely understand. It launched the careers of many creators and many competitors. Okay, fine. I get it. But what Courage did is that he just is like, hey, what about this? I think this would be a really good idea. And instead of saying, well, Courage, I disagree, and here's why, because BR is this and this and this and this. And then having and you can get passionate about it, and that's fine. But he posted screenshots of his DMs. People literally calling him every horrible name in the book because he dared to go against the meta of all the gatekeepers. So I was like, dude, I'm just like, relax, everybody. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Trust me.
And to add on to that, I'm kind of like you say that anime geekers are bad. I'm gonna tell you who's worse. K-pop fans are worse.
Oh yeah.
Much worse because I follow K-pop myself, right? And Jesus Christ,
I'm so sorry that you follow K-pop. I am so sorry.
Someone has to do it, but like,
fair enough. Fair enough.
And I remember, I said something about BTS, biggest boy group in the whole world right now. And I said that the oldest member, because if people don't know, before you reach the age of 30 in South Korea, all men have to go to the military mandatory for at least for about 2 years, right? So I was like, well, eventually, the oldest member is gonna have to go to the military, so this may be the last time you may see them make music on stage, right? And Jesus Christ, within an hour and 30 minutes, I had 30 responses to that, saying all sorts of just like horrible shit, like, well, fuck you, like, you don't know what you're talking about, hey, you're not a real fan. Like, bro, like, look, I've been following culture before you was even thought of being born, okay?
I was about to say, the fact that you timed it is even worse.
I was on Twitter a lot that day because I was doing like a lot of stuff. So yeah, I was like, and I was like, wow. Honestly, honestly now because of that, I do that on purpose now. I fuck with K-pop fans on purpose now because of that.
Thank you very much for what you did, Jay.
Jay's new favorite pastime.
It makes my day to seeing people like, cause now there's a whole. Cause now in the K-pop world, there's a lot of musicians being accused of school bullying, and if you don't know, in Asia, bullying to over there is like the equivalent of basically assaulting somebody in America, right? They take that very seriously, and it's like so many idols being accused and all this stuff, right? And I think I said that. Well, I think with one musician. They're called idols, by the way. I think the one and I think I was saying like, well, I was like, well, that victim's a liar because she don't know what you're talking about. And this one person, I'm guessing because all these kids make fake profiles of their favorite idol. It's kind of cringe, but anyway, this one person was like, it's like you gotta believe all victims because this person has been known to do this. So it's like, listen, and I see. I didn't say that about what she did. It's like, look. Like, you think you know K-pop idols because you stalk them 24/7? You don't know what these people are like, and I was thinking, listen, your favorite K-pop idol is probably fucking some bitch right now, for all you know. Probably drinking some alcohol, getting fucked up in their own household, for all you know. You don't know them like that. They sure as shit don't know you. You are a number to them. You are a number. You're a consumer. When they go to sleep, they don't think about your ass. When they go to bed, they don't. Even when they wake up in the morning. When they see you at a meet and greet, they see you and they will never think about you again. All right? So, but...
Jesus Christ, fuck.
I had to refrain from saying stuff like that because sometimes I go too far with things, right? I remember this morning...
You think? Yeah. I mean, I have been known to take things to an extreme, but whoa, Jay. I mean, if you're taking on K-pop fans, that is a special kind of crazy that I really admire you for. I really do. I really admire you.
Yeah, because I even said this.
Uh-oh.
we lost
the
it.
East community, right?
Yeah.
Because they're very toxic because of friendly fire is the thing in the game. So I was like, you know what? I enjoy watching pros play and high rank streamers play, but some of these other people, all right, I sent in a tweet, they need to be kicked out a flight of stairs. But what I really want to say, they need to be dropped in an acid bath. I was like, okay, that's a little too strong.
God damn.
Take it back. Like, see, that's why I keep opinions to myself, because I know myself. Because if I like, even with this whole TSM thing, like honestly, the things I could say will go too far, and I know I have to walk it back, because honestly, because I'll tell you this, like this whole week, I've been practicing what I was going to say about this today, right? And I had to erase and redo every thought I had, because it's like, okay, I can say this. Okay, well, that sounds wrong. Well, can I say this? Okay, well, I'm getting personal. Well, I can sound this. Well, well, this could be proven as false, and I'm just like attacking somebody for no good reason. But the reason why I like that, because I care. Like with TSM, I've been a fan for a long time, and I care. And for a team like TSM, I'm a fan of, when I'm seeing the decision that they make in and out of the game, it frustrates the living shit out of me. It does. Even when yesterday that loss to EG, shouldn't have lost that match to EG. The decisions they made was very bronze ranked, because because their jungle play could have been better. They did collapse on team fights quite a bit. Like for one team fight on Sinsgaren, all right, Sinsgaren was basically at their tower. He was dead to rights. He was playing Hikarum. Somehow Sinsgaren was able to dash out of it with Hikarum, and then Lost got killed for that. And I'm like, what the fuck happened there, right? And so, and so I was really frustrated by that. So, so when you hear me rant about things, well, never take it as me I'm attacking. I don't like this. Like, even with Lena, I may not like her as a professional, but I respect her nonetheless. Because TSM was formed in 2009. She came in 2012. She's the president of marketing, basically behind a lot of esports initiatives. So I think of all the things TSM has done over the years. Okay, well, Lena's been a very vital part of that. So it's like, so while I'm seeing her saying, oh, I don't think Golden Guardians is running your organization, right? Well, let me ask you this: if TSM was formed in 2017 and you came in 2020, what fan base TSM will have now in this landscape? Because back in the day, in the late 2000s, early 2010s, esports was the wild, wild west. Basically, as long as you had skill, you were basically accepted. As long as you knew what he was talking about, you knew what he was doing, you were accepted. And basically with TSM, TSM was basically formed from a SoloMid.net, a League of Legends guide website, right, by Reggie and his brother, right? So now, so now, back then, they got a lot of momentum by having a good team and by having a very popular website. Now, let me ask you this: like, if you were to do stuff today, where you have all these organizations being formed, all these MIC organizations being formed every other week, god damn it, I love that word.
You're welcome for that word.
Yeah, it's like, what do you think TSM will be now if you created today?
Overrated.
Overrated.
I like how Bill's clapping, and I'm pretty sure Bill has RTX on because it cut out the clap.
Yeah. And so it's like, look, and Lena, I'm talking to you when I say, look, how Reggie is, you know how Reggie is the type of person that's like that bitter nerd that didn't get elected for class president their last year of high school. They're still bitter about it.
That's an oddly accurate description, but go on.
Trust me, I know people like that. Trust me, like I know people who act like that, and it's like even after all these years, after a decade of TSM being formed and basically getting success, he still says stupid shit like, "Oh, 100 Theater is the only non-shitty team in LCS." It's like, why? Why the fuck would you say that? What the hell's wrong with you?
I would have been all like, hi, C9?
It's like
Team Liquid?
It's like,
Dignitas?
have you not learned? You know, it's like, have you not learned from when you got fined $5,000 when you set the Vulcan? Did you not
please,
learn from that?
he wipes his ass with $5,000. Come on.
See, and that's the thing. That's the thing. The reason why I think Reggie could say all these things because he can afford it. He can afford to be an asshole. He couldn't do it today, though. He couldn't do it today. So that's why when Lena said, well, unlike TSM, Golden Guardian has time to grow. I don't think TSM does. All right?
No, I think to kind of equate it to things that, again, somebody on this podcast, not entirely sure who, but to kind of relate it to a specific streaming platform, I think they've peaked.
Of course, of course they have.
I don't think they have any real clear direction because there's nothing new, there's nothing innovative. You know, they don't have that pop of an apparel line like 100 Thieves does. Because that's one of the reasons why you keep hearing about 100 Thieves is because it's like, oh, they have a new merch coming out. Okay, well, Golden Guardians. Okay, well, they have a unique branding, they have a unique name, and they stand out a lot. And the fuck is the team? Evil Geniuses. I can't word. Red Bull. Hi, how are ya? Anyway, Evil Geniuses is because their CEO always has the best fucking comebacks.
Oh my God. I love her so goddamn much. Like honestly, with that tweet, it's like, hey, new suck it, new best shitty team in LCS. I'm touche.
I honestly think Reggie is the living embodiment of the saying, it's better to have people think you a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Okay, that's pretty much like Reggie in a box. It's like, dude, stop talking. Just shut up. Shut up. You are not TSM. The players are TSM, and that's the problem. Is that this goes back to the reference I made about the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones thinks he's the Dallas Cowboys. No, he's not. The Dallas Cowboys are the players. They are the brand, the Dallas Cowboys. And the problem is that Reggie has not evolved beyond the mindset of when he started out, when it was him against the world. And that's the problem. Is that now he is successful. TSM is a worldwide brand. It is truth. It is, and instead of having the self-awareness to go, I think I should probably stop talking because good leaders, good CEOs, good owners say very little. That is why. So when Warren Buffett talks, everybody listens. You want to know why? Because he doesn't say very much. He only speaks every once in a while because he knows the power of his own words. He understands what he has achieved and how he can affect other people around him. And Reggie has not moved to the point of realizing less is now more. The less he says, the more relevant things will be when he says them. And nobody has enough pull with him to sit him down and go, Reggie, you just got to shut your mouth for the next 6 months and not say anything. Don't tweet. Don't tweet. Don't go on a podcast. Don't do an interview. Don't do anything. Just sit in your room, watch vids, and work with the team.
Well, look at Weldon. Weldon was on the top of his fucking game. He was the fucking shit. And then all of a sudden he called out Koreans for being... what was the verbiage? Something about it was something like over the top nationalists, or fanatical nationalists.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bruh,
why would
you just insulted the biggest fucking demographic for esports of all time, and that was one of the biggest blows to TSM. And see, circling back to the gatekeeping discussion that we had earlier. I think gatekeeping is fine to a point. You know, anything more than that specific point, and you're being kind of a fucking prick about it. So, for instance, cosplay. Since we were talking about anime earlier, cosplay is a perfect example. Because if you have a character that is a specific nationality, And this other person who is not that nationality says, well, I really like this character. I want to cosplay it. Holy good goddamn. You would think the world is ending with the amount of fucking people who are like, that's not right. I'm like, okay, who gives a shit? As long as they pull off the character, who fucking cares? But that's kind of my point, is that there's a specific line with it, because if you don't go, hey, let's pump the brakes on that thought, like BR with Halo. Yeah. Again, I don't know why I'm in the jazz hands mood today.
I kind of agree with that though, because like gatekeeping has destroyed a lot. You don't really realize that. It's because like, because like Rainbow Six is a good example, because like a lot of players like to steer clear of Rainbow Six is because it's like, oh, if you don't know how to do all these techniques on server round, beginning round, stuff like that, you get killed for it by your own teammates, and it's like, okay, that's really ridiculous. Like, like, why would you basically scare people away from trying to grow your community?
Yeah.
And honestly, that fighting game is a great example of that too. Like, fighting game is a great, they really do that a lot, because it's like, we try to enter fighting games, it's expected. You don't really know what you're doing with characters you pick. I mean, hell, when I first started playing Mortal Kombat, blue, that was my favorite color. So a lot of new players will come into thinking that, Destiny 2 is a great example of that too. So basically, all in all, it's like, I hate when people's like, you don't know this, you don't know that, or you don't know how to do this. Well, you can't play with that. It's like that's like preschool shit, Because in Destiny 2, you will not believe how many people in LGs go like, oh yeah, we want to do this raid. You gotta have 25 clears on this raid that came out 2 months ago.
What the fuck?
It's like, yeah, about a couple months ago. Like, yeah, because the new raid, the Deep Stone Crypt, right? It came out with the newest expansion, right? And it's like, oh yeah, you gotta have 25 clears. You gotta have 30 plus clears. You gotta be at this light level. It's like, bro, people have normal lives outside of gaming.
Yeah, no, they don't know life, games.
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
I mean, yeah, even still in the pandemic and it's on the downswing, that it's like, people still have time where they have families, they have jobs, they have responsibilities, and like, for you to say, you can't play with us unless you have these many hours in this game, it's downright ridiculous.
The same thing goes for Final Fantasy 14. Like, I've seen a handful of like raid requests, but they call it Party Finder, and it's like, it's this specific raid, and they're like, you have to have this, and this. Is because people want this specific criteria, and it's like, dude, if you're doing a loot farm, or you're doing, just like, in this specific thing, you don't have to ask for the fucking world here, Super Chief. Like, the best way that I found personally is you go into the Party Finder, create what you need, and just make it basic. Like, there's no need to fucking have all the bells and whistles, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think it comes over a lack of patience, though. Because it's like, oh, I don't want to spend a whole hour, have to basically tell this person things that they may not know. I want this over and done as quick as possible. And honestly, that can be said a lot about society as a whole today. No one wants to take the time to thoroughly look through something. It's just like, oh, I see this. Well, it has to mean that. I mean, even going back to the Sinatra thing, right? People are so quick to say, well, that guy's guilty of what everything's been provided, but it's like, Sinatra hasn't even said anything yet. So on the article that started, I said, well, I can't wait to see what he responds to, right? And someone's like, well, he don't need to respond. He's already been made to be guilty. It's like, even so, the way he responds to the situation, it will kind of set that pace on how things will play out. Because it's like, you know, because like you think you know something about a certain situation, but when the other side says, well, you know, well, this might be true, but you know, here is my rebuttal, and here comes new information you may have not known by the situation. Now, now you're like, well, I mean, like, you know, and people get flabbergasted. Like, well, I didn't know that. I know it was like that. I didn't know it was like that. But they're too prideful to admit that they're wrong. He's like, well, he's still guilty because of this.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
well,
like,
it's guilty by the court of public opinion.
So it sounds like to me that some people need to watch the video that I made about keeping your esports org clean on social media, like not overreacting to crap. Yeah. Anyway,
which we might link in the description, because we're gonna bring this episode to a close, because unfortunately, gentlemen, we are out of time. But as always, it has been a pleasure to yell at clouds and telling kids to get off our lawn.
And I do have to say, Jay, you have really stepped up your game when it comes to rants. You've done really well. I am proud to be on the same podcast as
Oh
you.
yeah,
Well
chef's,
done.
chef's kiss level of mwah.
Mwah.
Yes.
Jay, getting out of his shell. Start ranting at those kids. Get off my lawn.
I know. Just send him out like every time. Just tell him, Jay. Tell him to get off our lawn.
That's right.
And then if they don't listen, I'll come out and be all like, bitch, I said get off the goddamn lawn. Alright. So with that being said, we'll see you kids in the next episode.
Love all of you.